Iran is facing one of the most tense and volatile moments in years as nationwide protests continue to spread despite an aggressive government crackdown. From major cities to smaller towns, demonstrators are once again taking to the streets, defying warnings, arrests, and heavy security presence. Protesters say they are driven by deep frustration over economic hardship, political repression, and a lack of basic freedoms, even as authorities attempt to suppress dissent through force, surveillance, and restrictions on communication. Security forces have intensified their response, with reports of mass detentions, violent clashes, and the use of live ammunition in some areas. Despite this, the protests show little sign of fading. Instead, they appear to be hardening into a broader challenge to Iran's leadership, fueled by anger and a growing sense that there's little left to lose. As unrest continues at home, tensions abroad are rising sharply. Iranian officials have issued a clear and forceful warning to the United States, saying that any military attack on Iran would trigger swift retaliation. Senior leaders have stressed that Iran would not limit its response to its own borders, warning that U.S. interests across the region, including military bases and allied targets, would be at risk if Iran were struck. The warning comes amid increasingly sharp rhetoric from Washington, where U.S. officials have publicly condemned Iran's handling of the protests and signaled support for the Iranian people. Tehran, however, accuses the United States and its allies of fueling unrest from abroad, framing the protests as part of a wider effort to destabilize the country. The situation has also placed regional powers on alert. With tensions already high across the Middle East, analysts warn that even a single miscalculation could spark a broader confrontation, one that could draw in multiple countries and escalate far beyond Iran's borders. Meanwhile, inside Iran, protesters continue to gather, chant, and march, even as the risks grow more severe by the day. Many see the movement as a defining moment, one that could shape the country's future for years to come. For now, the standoff remains unresolved, a nation gripped by internal defiance, a government determined to maintain control, and an international community watching closely as the threat of wider conflict looms. As Iran's leaders issue warnings abroad and protesters stand their ground at home, the question remains whether this crisis will end at Iran's borders or become the next flashpoint in an already unstable region.